Hi, Erica McClain. Today we're going to talk about what the sellers can expect at the appraisal of their property. Unless you have a cash buyer, which even with a cash buyer, they could have an appraisal done at their discretion. Most people are doing a mortgage. So after the attorney review and all the home inspection stuff and all that is all taken care of, then the appraisal gets ordered. When the appraiser comes out, it takes them maybe 10, 15 minutes. They have to walk through the property, take some photos, do some exterior measurements to double check the square footage and everything. Even though the buyers come in with a pre-approval, it's subject to conditions. Usually the first condition is an accepted contract and the appraisal and then final underwriting. Now, if the buyer is doing a conventional loan, the appraiser is just taking their photos, doing their measurements, and that's it. Most buyers are doing FHA loans, which we'll talk more about that in a different segment. But with an FHA loan or a VA loan, when that appraiser comes out, they're not only the appraiser, they're also the FHA or VA inspector. So that's where they're looking for main things, like safety things. Um, the house has to have working running water, so you're not going to be able to accept like an FHA loan on a house that has the water shut off or anything like that. They're looking for smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. Their big thing is any peeling paint inside or outside of the house, because in the event it's lead paint, it could be an issue if somebody picks up a paint chip, I guess, and eats it. They're also looking at the age of like the roof. If the roof, even on the garage, looks like it's in really bad shape, they will want a roof certification. So that means you have to find a roofer that would come out and certify and guarantee that that roof would be good with no leaks or anything for 5 years. I have yet to ever see any of my sellers get a roof certification. But the big things, like I said, peeling paint, also GFI outlets, outside outlets, anything in the garage, anything within, I believe it's where we're at, 6 feet of running water has to be the GFI outlets. So bathroom, kitchen, by the washing machine, those are all safety things that they're looking for. So we'll usually find out about that stuff if the appraiser is good. They will contact the buyer's agent or the listing agent and let us know what repairs need to be made. If that's the case and there are repairs, and they usually typically always find something, it's usually something small that has to be taken care of, then the appraiser comes back out to has to take a photo of it and turn it into the underwriter to show that the repair was done. um, and basically that's it. Then it's still, we've gotten past all these hurdles, the attorney review, the home inspection, all of this. Then now, after the appraisal, it's a waiting game. We're kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. We're in limbo. Then all of a sudden, the lender calls and we have a clear to close, and it's like everything's on fire. It's, they get this clear to close. They want to close, right away. So after this long waiting period, then it's, like I said, like a big fire. It's a big rush with everything. Um, but I am going to do another segment basically because I know a lot of people are leery or afraid. They've heard stuff about FHA mortgages and stuff. So I've had a lot of sellers say, "Oh, I don't want to accept anything FHA." You should not be afraid of it. Years and years ago, I guess they were really terrible and hard to pass. Now they're not so bad at all. So that deserves its whole own segment so that sellers are not scared of accepting anything with an FHA or VA. But that about wraps it up for today. So I hope you learned something new.